Have you ever heard the rumors about this blue can of meat? That it is made from ears, snouts, and slaughterhouse waste. But here is what surprises everyone. This block of meat, once labeled garbage, actually contains exactly 6 ingredients. Fewer than the loaf of bread you eat for breakfast. It is revered in Hawaii. It sits majestically in Korean army stew. All the prejudices do not originate from the factory. They come from our own imagination. So, what part is Spam actually made from? In reality, this shunned block of meat is the most transparent processed meat in the history of the food industry. Let's make a small comparison. Do you like eating hot dogs? A typical industrial hot dog today contains between 15 and 25 complex ingredients. What about fried chicken nuggets? Over 30 different components, including anti-foaming agents commonly used in cosmetics. Horrifying, isn't it? But with Spam, it is different. Its creator, J. Hormel, adamantly refused to use offal or waste. Since 1937, the recipe has remained almost immutable. It uses exactly 6 basic ingredients. That's right, just 6. First is pork shoulder, lean meat, and ham. They account for up to 90% of the weight. In the 1930s, pork shoulder was a difficult problem because it was extremely hard to debone. It was considered scrap meat. Hormel Foods flipped the script. They purchased it in massive quantities, combining it with 10% premium thigh meat. The fat ratio is strictly controlled at 20%. Not too dry and tough, not too greasy. The remaining 4 ingredients? Salt, sugar, water, and sodium nitrite. Salt preserves and creates a savory taste. Sugar balances the saltiness. Water maintains a soft texture. And sodium nitrite, the chemical soul of the meat block. It inhibits toxic bacteria. When it collides with protein, it creates a color-locking reaction. It keeps the meat slice an eternal light pink. There are no hidden organs whatsoever. The transparency is laid bare. But why does a simple product bear a name that confuses everyone? The year 1937, J. Hormel created a product of genius, but it needed a name that was concise, sharp, catchy as an explosion in the consumer's mind. He hosted a New Year's Eve party at his residence. In the middle of the party, a contest was announced. Whoever found the perfect name would immediately receive 100 USD. Remember, 100 USD at that time was a massive sum of money, a highly provocative bait. Lengthy names were instantly discarded. Kenneth Daigneault, a stage actor and the brother of the company's vice president, stepped up. He uttered a single word. Spam, only 4 letters, decisive, powerful as a military command. J. Hormel was completely convinced. But what does Spam actually mean? This is the starting point of an urban legend lasting a century. Americans vied to speculate. They swore it was an abbreviation for spiced ham. Or more nationalistically, special processed American meat. How did the Hormel company react? They remained silent, a calculated silence. Decades later, they finally spoke up. The true meaning was known only to a group of former executives, and they took this secret to their graves. A masterclass in marketing. The $100 name became a priceless cipher. But a name does not forge eternity. The true power lies in the machines manipulating physics. Inside the Austin plant in Minnesota, the process does not start with a cooking stove. It begins with a perplexing biological problem. If you mince pork and cook it, the cells will shrink. Water is expelled. The result is a tough, fibrous block of meat swimming in a puddle of sloppy jelly. American customers would throw it straight into the trash. Hormel had to find a way to lock in that flow of water. They used giant stainless steel mixing machines. Each batch holds up to 8,000 pounds of meat, equivalent to 4 tons. The pork shoulder, lean meat, and ham pass through a metal detector. Then they are minced through 2 strict levels, a 13mm and a 6mm strainer screen. The mixture becomes incredibly sensitive. At this point, physical risks emerge. Friction from the blade shaft generates heat. Just an increase of a few degrees and the protein bonds will break. To prevent this, Hormel uses sub-zero temperatures. A jacket containing liquefied ammonia wraps around the machine, dropping the temperature below freezing, completely eliminating the thermal energy. Next is absolute vacuum pressure. All the air is sucked out completely. The pork fibers are stretched to their maximum. Salt and sugar are sprayed in as a fine mist, creating a biological glue that tightly locks in the fat and moisture. But customers were still not satisfied. They hated the jelly layer clinging around it. In 2009, the 6th ingredient appeared, potato starch. It acts as a microscopic water-absorbing machine at the molecular level. It absorbs all excess moisture. The jelly layer disappears completely. The freezing pink mass of dough has taken shape. And here is the craziest part. What is pumped into the tin can right now is entirely raw meat. Look at the automated canning line. The rectangular cans rush by swiftly. The raw, freezing cold meat mixture is pumped directly into each aluminum can, exactly 340 grams. The process takes place entirely in a vacuum. Not a single air bubble gets in. The can lid is sealed shut, completely isolated from the world. Do you think they cook the meat before canning? Not at all. Spam is cooked right inside that very can. The can is both the packaging and a colossal pressure cooker. Tens of thousands of cans enter the massive hydrostatic cooking machine. It is 6 stories high, a terrifying capacity, 66,000 cans simultaneously. This is a journey through the hell of extreme physics. Inside the steam chamber, the pressure is pushed to 15 pounds per square inch. The temperature hits the threshold of 121 degrees Celsius. That is 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Why this specific number? It is the life or death limit to destroy anaerobic bacterial spores. This temperature is maintained continuously for 90 minutes. Under the immense heat and pressure, the block of raw pork gradually cooks. Proteins coagulate, fat melts, blending with potato starch to create a robust texture. This process brings absolute sterilization. Every seed of microbial life is wiped out. That is why Spam exists indefinitely at room temperature, defying time. Afterward, the cans are sprayed with cold water. The pressure drops, and the can lids slightly indent, the sign of a perfectly established vacuum. But the U.S. Department of Agriculture does not trust machines. The real tension is just beginning. Emerging from the steamer, not a single box is allowed onto a truck. All must be taken into the quarantine zone. 10 days of mandatory solitary confinement. What invisible enemy are they waiting for? Clostridium botulinum bacteria. This enemy specializes in living in oxygen-deprived environments, namely inside vacuum-sealed cans. If the steamer's temperature slips by even 1 degree, the spores will survive. They awaken, feed on protein, and excrete an extremely potent neurotoxin. An amount as small as a grain of sand is enough to take a human life. For every 1,000 cans produced, one is randomly pulled out. It is tossed into an incubator at 38 degrees Celsius, which is 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the most ideal environment for bacteria to erupt. An engineer observes through the glass. If the bacteria survive, the gas produced will push the can lid to bulge. Oh, the terrifyingly bloated can. If just one can bulges, the entire 8,000-pound batch is destroyed instantly. No compromises. The boundary between life and death is separated by merely the swelling of the tin casing. But the final checkpoint is human. Every Friday morning, the company's board of directors gathers. No knives or forks are used. They break the block of meat in half with their bare hands, visually inspect the texture, and taste it directly. They must ensure this week's flavor is identical to the batch from 1937. Only when passing this taste test does the block of meat officially set off, beginning its grand incarnations. Escaping the factory, Spam became a historical force. Its first fulcrum, World War II. In 1941, America faced an impossible problem, supplying fresh meat to millions of soldiers globally. Spam became the savior. The government purchased over 100 million pounds of canned meat. It was present in every muddy trench. But how did American soldiers react? They were sick of it. Eating it 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, a flavor-induced outrage. They squeezed the oozing fat from the meat block to lubricate their rifles, smeared it on their leather boots for waterproofing, a block of meat that both sustained life and protected weapons. Bizarre, isn't it? Yet paradoxically, in the places the American soldiers passed through, its value was overturned. In post-war South Korea, Spam was a precious source of protein. They combined it with kimchi to create army stew. Today, licensed by CJ Cheoljadang, it is a luxury gift, wrapped in silk baskets and gifted during the Lunar New Year, displaying profound respect. From gun grease to a high-class gift. In Guam, the average person eats 16 cans a year, the highest in the world. McDonald's here is forced to put Spam on their menu. In Hawaii, 7 million cans are consumed annually. Its value is so massive that in 2017, an epidemic of organized theft erupted. Gangs robbed Spam from supermarkets to the black market. Supermarkets had to lock the canned meat in secure glass cases just like expensive iPhones. And its legacy in cyberspace? Spam email, originating from a 1970 comedy sketch by Monty Python. The word spam was sung repeatedly, causing extreme frustration. The tech world immediately borrowed that image to name digital trash, the root of annoyance, an unimaginable life cycle. To maintain this empire, how many humans does the factory need? Are you ready for the final shock? The 2 largest factories in North America spew out 44,000 cans per hour. Do the math. On average, every passing second, 13 cans are sold. Over 9 billion cans throughout the course of history. Do you think there are thousands of workers rushing about, sweating profusely? No, there are exactly 13 people. That is correct. 13 workers supervised that entire colossal production line. Absolute automation, meat-picking robots, automated conveyor chains, smart cranes. Humans merely stand watching screens monitoring pressure and temperature. A true pinnacle of 21st century industry. The picture is complete. Spam is not cheap, assorted scrap meat haphazardly stuffed into a can. It is a masterpiece of microbiological chemistry, fluid mechanics, and thermodynamics. Exquisitely designed to conquer hunger and time. Next time, walking past the supermarket shelf, seeing that blue tin can, you will no longer smirk. It lies there quietly yet carries upon itself the weight of an entire historical legacy of survival.